Hello. In my last video, I talked about the 6 great enemies, that is, internal enemies. Enemies exist within us. They are called Arishad Varga. And to sum up, the names of those 6 enemies are Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. I have given the detailed description and the meanings in my last video, and just for the sake of viewers who are watching this video for the first time, I just give the meaning of those words in English, and then I go to the promise I made in my last video. That is, I told you that I will tell you a story regarding of these 6 enemies, which is the strongest or which can cause most harm to people. Regarding that story I am going to tell you now. Before saying that story, just I want you understand or recapitulate the meanings of Arishad Varga in English. Kama means desire. Desire for sex, desire for wealth, desire for wine, etc., etc. Anything. Krodha means anger. And next enemy is Moha. Next enemy we can say before Moha, Lobha. Lobha means selfishness, highly selfishness. And next one is Moha, that is obsession. Obsession with something or someone. And the next one is Mada. The 5th enemy is Mada, means ego. And the last one is Matsarya, that is jealousy. These things I summed up in my last video. If you want some detailed description, you can go to my last video and watch. Now I am going to tell you the story about who is the strongest and who can cause most harm to the people. A great sage was asked the same question by his disciples. The disciples were arguing among themselves regarding which of these Arishad Varga, that is the 6 enemies, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya, which can cause the greatest harm to the man. And then one disciple said, obviously it is the Kama, because they mentioned in the first place, and it is the root cause of all the other things, that is Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. All these come from the desire. If you don't have a desire, where is the question of getting angry? Where is the question of selfishness? Where is the question of obsession? Nothing. So another disciple said, no, it is not Kama. Desire is not bad. Krodha is the bad. That is the biggest thing, biggest enemy. If you get anger, you will forget everything and do so many nonsensical things. That becomes the cause of your downfall. And the another Shishya said, no. Your selfishness is the root cause. Anger doesn't matter. Desire doesn't matter. If you are too selfish, you don't want to share anything with anyone, that is going to be the biggest problem, and that too causes the greatest harm. Then another Shishya said, No, 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 no. It is the moha, obsession with anything, that is wrong. It is okay if you have desire, even if you get anger, even if you are selfish, even if you have all the other things. It doesn't cause you much harm. Only the obsession with anything, that causes the biggest problem, and that causes your downfall. And another disciple said, I say that it is only the jealousy that is the biggest enemy, and that causes the most harm to you. Even though you have other enemies, if you don't have jealousy, I think the harm is not going to be that much. Really, every disciple has got a very strong argument. And you may also be wondering, everything seems to be all right, then who is the biggest enemy? And which of these enemies causes the greatest harm? Then the disciples went to their guru, the sage, and asked him the same question. Swami, we are discussing like this. You are the only authority to clarify who is right. Which of these enemies causes greatest harm and downfall of a person? But the sage and the guru did not speak a word. He kept quiet. He went into meditation. Then the disciples wondered why our guru didn't answer our question and he's keeping silent. Then they went off to their other works and study. Next day morning, as usual, the guru, the sage, along with his shishyas, that is disciples, went to the river to take bath and pay tributes and prayers to the rising sun and all the gods. Then the guru, in those days, in the olden times in our Hindu culture, guru used to carry a Kamandala with him. What is Kamandala? Kamandala is nothing but a pot to take water with them. A small pot with a curved nozzle. We fill the pot and through the curved nozzle the water comes out. We take and drink. That Kamandala, the guru used to carry, and all the sishyas used to carry such Kamandalas, so that to bring water with them for drinking purpose. Then when they are ready and about to take a bath, then they observed their guru. He is sitting silently, took his Kamandala. Kamandala is generally made of clay. It is made of clay only. Just like earthen pots, it is made of clay. Then the guru took a small stone and breaking his Kamandala. They are surprised, the disciples. He took the stone and hitting on the Kamandala. He is making holes in the Kamandala. They wondered. Then after making some holes, he got up and went to take bath. Disciples also along with him went to take bath. Then he filled his Kamandala. After bath, he filled his Kamandala And all the disciples are observing what this man is doing. He put all the holes in the Kamandala and he wants to fill the water. He is filling the water. The water is coming out naturally through the holes. He is doing again and again. Then the disciples kept for a few seconds, because in our Guru Parampara, the disciples or Sishyas won't shoot questions easily without any thinking. They wait. And then, after several times he did, they thought he is doing this with a purpose. Then one disciple asked him, Swami, why you are filling the water, trying to fill the water in a pot with holes? And why in the first place you made the holes at all in your Kamandala if you really want to fill the water? Then the sage replied, now you tell me, I am filling the water in this pot. The water is coming through the holes, right? And the Kamandala drowns in the water. When the filled water, without filling the water, it may float on the water because of the natural principle. When the holes are there, water enters the Kamandala and then it drowns. You tell me, the water entering through which hole is drowning the pot, my Kamandala? The water is entering through all the holes. The water entering through which hole is causing my pot, my Kamandala to drown? Then the disciples observed the pot carefully. There are 6 holes on the Kamandala made by their Guru. They understood the point. Have you understood the point? I will tell you. These 6 enemies, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Mascharya, all these 6 enemies, which one is big, which one is small? Which hole is big? Through that hole, water enters fast. Which hole is small? The water enters slowly but surely. Water entering through any hole can cause the downfall or drowning of the Kamandala. So, the 6 enemies, any of the enemies can cause your downfall. Which enemy causes the fastest and biggest downfall? That depends on how big the hole is. So, that is the message. Enemies are enemies. They harm you, more or less. Beware of those enemies and keep them in control. That is the message. And before closing this talk, I want to tell you or ponder over one question. If these are enemies, does this mean desire is bad, anger is bad, all other things are bad? Then why the God in the first place has given us these qualities? Is there a purpose or is it a mistake? I will speak on this topic in my next video. Before saying thank you, I appreciate your time, and if you have any questions, please ask me in the comments and I will try to answer. And also, if you have any other topics or questions in mind on which you want me to speak, please be free and let me know. I will try to speak on those topics also. Thank you very much.